It's on, chat room. It's on. What is going on, everyone? We got Leon YouTube in here, Liquor Sandwich. We got our members, Liquor Sandwich, Cannibal Ritual, Mr. Patriot, Nick Noguera. Members in the chat, Ty, Theodore, what's up? President Dr. Evil, what's up? Rio, what's up? What's going on? Summer of REs begins. Well, it's been happening. It's been happening for the past month, minus some interruptions and stuff. But I wanted to kind of do another one of these Hangout streams to just chat it up with everyone and give some updates and see how you guys are feeling. Brandon P, what's up? Jeff Grun, what's up, buddy? What is going on, man? The man I run into everywhere. Thanks for still being a member, too. Appreciate the support. Hockey fan, same thing to you, man. Thanks for supporting for such a long time all our endeavors. You're on the plane. You're going to Colorado, buddy, from what I saw in the chat. So that's awesome, man. One of my friends recently went out there. I think he's in Boulder, or I don't know if that's where he is, but it's either Boulder or something else. I honestly had no idea that you were streaming, Perry. I'm sorry. This was more spontaneous, so I didn't mean to botch anything. Let's see here. Xbox owns Activision. Yeah, they do. They do. We'll be talking about that tomorrow. Probably, of course, if you guys don't know, if you do know or don't know, tomorrow is the 500th show of the Game Complainers. So I will be heading over to Perry's in the morning, getting there probably by the afternoon, and we're going to be covering the Xbox Activision stuff, which is great because we wanted all this stuff to break, before this show because it's been such a long process. But yeah, so that's going to be fun. So obviously, youtube.com/gamecomplainers. You should already be subscribed, but if you're not, that's where I'm going to be live streaming tomorrow. Probably going to be streaming around, I think, 5 or 6 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. So right around the evening-ish Eastern Standard Time, just to give you guys an update. If you don't see me live over here tomorrow during the day, it's because I'm going to be hanging out and we're going to be celebrating 500 show. It's a big deal, and it's a crazy milestone. We just celebrated 10 years. So, obviously, 10 years into it, doing the show for that long, it's a great milestone. I apologize, Perry. I didn't realize you were streaming. I'm going to try to be on here pretty quick. But Cannibal Ritual, what's going on? I usually don't do these this late, so I know it's kind of more impromptu. But I wanted to try to just get another live stream out. And, yeah, 500 is a huge deal, Nick. You're right. Jersey is a small state, and we have similar interests. Exactly, Jeff. You're right. You are right about that, my friend. And, yeah, between Jersey and PA, right? It's all there. Yeah, Death Island is coming out in, it's not going to be this week, but it's going to be the 21st, I think. Let me get my shit right. At least digital. I know it's already out in other countries and stuff like that. But Death Island, digital and physical. It's going to be released. When is my pre-order? That's what I'm pulling up here. Is how you know the this is how you check the fucking Amazon. The Amazon that won't ship your stuff on time anyway. And you're going to have to reorder stuff over and over again. July 25th it comes out. So not even the 21st, the 25th. So it comes out on a Tuesday, which is when most physical releases come out, or movie releases on home video, usually on Tuesday. The digital will also drop the same day. So I do plan on watching this probably in some kind of like, I don't know, stay away from QVC. Oh, you're good, Perry. I didn't know if you were actually streaming. I didn't mean to jump in. No, I'm good, man. Are you going to be playing Extra Primal? I would like to, Liquor Sandwich, to be honest with you. The one thing with Extra Primal is, like, I know it's on Game Pass day one, so you know, it's going to be a little bit busy this weekend when it comes out, but there's going to be definitely some live streams on it, I think, because I think it'll be something that'll be fun. Maybe we can get some people to play in the community. I don't know, just to, you know, just so I can, like, kind of just play through it and see how it is, like, actually get a feel for it. But yes, so I'm going to be doing that. Things are going good, Cannibal. What's up, man? Thanks for being in here as well. Everyone's coming in. Dwayne Johnson's in here. Let's see here. Making sure I'm getting everyone's comments. Yeah, stay away from QVC. They screwed over Perry shit. And that's like fucked up, man. UPS stole the QVC product that Perry was getting. He was getting Diablo, and he had to deal with that shit. So that's another thing that's going to be talked about tomorrow on the show, and we'll get all the perspective and stuff like that. But the one thing, too, is I think that there's, you know, that fear all the time with, you know, some of these, like, packages that aren't, you know, marked, or they are marked with, like, their, you know, they just say, hey, it's from QVC. There's no discreet packaging with some of that stuff. And that's a bummer, man, because that was a killer deal. And that just happened to you the other day. So here sitting, you know, sitting there thinking you're going to get the QVC deal, and then, you know, they were like, oh, yeah, by the way, it's you know, it's just gone. And it's just, between that and, like, you know, Amazon leaving the packages in, like, shitty spots, it's like you can't win. But yeah, I would stay away from that as well, anybody that's listening, because yeah, QVC does not mark their shit in any kind of discreet packaging, so you're kind of, it's a risk if you're trying to get anything more expensive from there, or gaming stuff, because they do have, you know, they sell everything. They TVs on there, they got consoles, they got stuff for your grandparents and your parents and everyone else, you know what I mean? So it's like the QVC kind of goes, the web is very far, and you would just think that they would be better at what they have for that process. But what was the latest thing? Is that PC situation? Yeah, man, that happened a week after I came back from the UK. So that's one of those things where I, you know, it was a crappy week of events, but I got turned around. Again, shout out to Perry for helping, and yes, I got Scream 6 today as well, Perry. Yes, I got that. It came in a big box. Mine came in a fucking, I hate when they do the steelbooks in like the envelope shit, like the paper ones, or, you know, like the light ones. I hate that because, you know, it has a little ding on it that I got, and that's kind of annoying. But yeah, Jeff. So basically, shout out to Kyle as well. We were able to, you know, piece this thing back together, at least for now, and I'm focusing on a new build that Perry is also going to help. So yeah, friends are coming together to help me kind of get through this crappy, you know, turn of events. And of course, I have to figure out what's going on with my electric, which we're in the process of trying to figure out, getting different prices and whatnot, and just staying safe with the storms and stuff. But yeah, we don't want any more consoles getting zapped. Perry fixed the PS5, so all that stuff kind of turned around. So, the fact that you bring that up, I'll bring it up in this stream because I want to make it, an update as far as like what the plans are and kind of where I'm going with this, summer. Trying to basically get another build by the end of the summer. And so I'm just going to keep working on content and, keep everything going. And they'll announce a Dino Crisis remake. I would hope so, Leon. I would fucking hope so. Extra Prime was definitely a sign. Yeah, because it's like all the resources, right? You know? Dwayne Johnson says, "What's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. I'll bootleg Dead Island. Just joking. Oh, I didn't realize QVC was still around. Yeah, they're still there. They had Diablo and Street Fighter 6 for $44.99, says Perry. UPS stole the damn package on me. Yeah, it's just so annoying, man. And again, this is the kind of shit where you just have to, as a customer, it's like you have to just eat it. Like they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, we can't do anything, and you're just like, well, fuck, what am I gonna do? And that's the thing too. I think a lot of the different like websites that again have this packaging shit that isn't. That's why I can't imagine what I was saying in the chat the other night when you were streaming. Like, how do people even shop around the holidays with this where it's like, rapid shipping and then they can steal, multiple items or whatever it is because they go on, full blast around the holiday. They sell consoles, TVs, laptops. Like that's their most busiest time with the holidays. And it's just like, how the hell do they get away with like their customers like not getting pissed off? Like, maybe the old people are just like, oh, I'll just get another, expensive Christmas ornament or whatever the hell they're ordering. You know what I mean? But it's like if you're getting like a game console from them or something like that, and this shit happens, like what the fuck? Even with just like a couple games, it's still annoying as hell. BM says, what games do you recommend to play on Series X now? I'm getting bored of the games I already have. Well, it depends on what kind of games you like. I mean, a lot of times with the Series X, I always kind of go to, I love, going back and seeing some stuff that I kind of missed. But I always love going back to Gears of War. Like, I even though that player base, it's hard to stay online with that. That game runs really good on there. And I do play a lot. Well, at least, I was trying to get into, the Hitman games on there recently. So they run really good on those things. So that's something that I would recommend checking out. Obviously, it's on everything, but those are just some that I've been trying to like play on the Series X specifically. And again, so much stuff on Game Pass to check out. And let's see here. I want to make sure I'm catching up here. But thanks, BM, for coming in here. And what's Nick? I have RE4 Remake on disc and found some people selling a Steelbook case only for it, but they want 60. And I want it, but 60 is done. Yeah, that's the problem with those Steelbooks, man. I hate the markup on like what the scalpers put on that shit, It really does piss me off because again, they always, have some kind of value after the fact and like after they sell out or they sell through their stuff, I am taking the refund money and building a Starfield PC. Well, there you go, man. The Starfield extravaganza. This again, because this is going to be a big release, and having the next kind of era of builds. I'm really looking forward to that. Having that for X amount of time. And, it's just going to help the content. It's going to help the gaming aspect of it so I can play these games in, hopefully the best way possible. And I have options. Like at that point, I really will have every single option because right now I do because I own every console and then the PC that I'm grateful to have what I have. But again, when I get that next step PC, when stuff like Starfield comes out, if the next Resident Evil remake comes out, I'll at least have a much more updated PC that will present the best quality for when I'm streaming, so on and so forth. So it's gonna be big. And Starfield, I want to play on PC. So what Perry brought up, it's like having the right shit for it is just the way to go. And I've obviously seen, Perry's stuff in person with how it runs, especially RE4 remake. So that already gets me to that mindset of like, yeah, it's go time, it's game time. Death Island, Jill's the best part of the movie, from what people say. Yeah, Liquor Sandwich. I would hope so. I really would hope so. That's who I'm looking forward to the most, and I think many fans are gonna stand Jill for that one. And yeah, man, I'm kind of bummed it's not even having a limited release over here, not even for a weekend or a Fathom event or whatever they end up doing. Because sometimes those end up, being 3-day events or 4-day events, maybe a week if they extend it. They didn't even do that. So, but I'm trying to put together something, so just stay on the lookout on Discord. I will be active in there about kind of the upcoming event where maybe we could watch it together. Like we could watch it on Discord. Obviously, it won't be live streamed, but maybe we can actually have it through the Discord and stream it or something just to watch along. Obviously, we can mute our mics and everything, and it will just be watched. But I'm going to watch it a couple times because I have to review it and cover it. So I'm definitely going to have, a whole, string of content that kind of talks about that. And it's going to be like, I mean, really the one event of the summer that is Resident Evil. Because this is going to be it until we get another announcement or release of something. So we'll get there. We'll see. Are you ready for Texas Chainsaw? Yes, I actually am ready for that, Akira. I am ready. Ty says, if everything turns out, I'll get a Series X in August with RE4. Let's pray for everything turning right. Yeah, man. Hopefully you get that. I Googled UPS and it has a story of losing QVC packages, says Perry. Oh, man. Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's just... It's such a bummer. The Hitman games are fun stuff. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get into 1 through 3. X, what's up, man? Paris says all these Activision Blizzard games going to Game Pass next month. Yeah, it's happening, man. The ball is in motion. The momentum hopefully gets picked up, and hopefully in the next couple years we really see these consoles step it the fuck up. Because it's time. The chess pieces have been moved. The moves have been made, so... Cold War crashed a couple times on my Series X. I uninstalled it out of frustration. I never had a problem with Cold War. I played this last Call of Duty on PlayStation because my dad purchased it digitally, so I game share with him, so I just had it. So I didn't actually play the newest Modern Warfare 2 on Xbox. Obviously, the Activision accounts are the same on either console, but now I won't have to worry about it because the shit will be coming to Game Pass eventually. Would have been fun to meet all the RE fans in our cities. Yeah, I mean that would have been cool. I even wanted to kind of do that. I mean, it was too soon with the theaters opening back up and stuff back when Welcome to Raccoon City came out, but I really would have liked to have done a bigger event for that. But the timing obviously was really screwed up, so it's like, you can't really do anything with that. And then the movie obviously wasn't really a big hit anyway. But even then, to me anyway, but to some people I'm sure, but even with a film like that or material like that, you can still have a good time if you're watching it with friends or with a community, because you can just enjoy the hang as well as the movie. If it's good or bad, that's up to the film. But Gonzu, what's up? I think they're gonna go straight to RE5, Brent. That's kind of where they're leaning, Yeah, it seems to only be in theaters in other countries, so that's kind of where we got shafted, Yeah, I definitely think 5 is next. Yeah, I don't know if it's the last one, X, but we'll see, because those movies make a lot of money, so we'll see what happens. I'm interested in playing Payday 3, Texas Chainsaw, Starfield, first coming in Game Pass. Yeah, man. I'm really looking forward to playing Texas Chainsaw. I really am probably going to, stream it or check it out. Of course, also I'd like to play it with Perry and Frank if they're, obviously I know they're going to be playing it. So that'll be fun just to play it on all fronts and just enjoy it, because I really love Texas Chainsaw, and I really love the, obviously the first film is the best, one of the best horror films, if not the best horror film of all time. And it's a franchise in the film lane that gets a lot of, you know, crap with the latest stuff. But and yes, Perry, Game Pass day one with Texas Chainsaw, so that's another thing. Um, and just what uh, yeah, like BM says, Payday Game Pass, Texas Chainsaw Game Pass, Starfield Game Pass, and $35 on Steam if you pre-order now. There you go. And the Sawyer family will be back, and it'll be cool to see that go down. I didn't get a chance to play the beta, but I am definitely excited to play something that is, Friday the 13th. I had a lot of fun playing with friends. We streamed that a bunch of times, streamed it with friends, played it with friends. There was bugs. It was glitchy. I bought it on PS4, bought it on Xbox, bought it on PC because, of course, it wasn't crossplay. This will be crossplay. So that I like that, because that's how it should be nowadays. So I think they're going to work out all those, things that they kind of ran into with Friday the 13th. And now they don't have a lawsuit in their way as well. So that ends up being a good kind of learning curve, because then they know, okay, it's this didn't work last time. Now it's a different kind of game. It's a different style, obviously, because you're dealing with a different, material altogether. But I like the fact, of things that I've seen, I like the fact that they're trying to stay true to, what is there, and really put that love in. And so I'm excited for that. And it is on Game Pass day one, and it's crossplay. So even if you're on PC, you can just play it with everybody. You don't got to buy it a million times. And that's as far as the other games that are coming out, between now and Starfield, really, I mean, we're kind of in just this little in-between period, but Texas Chainsaw will be fun, and hopefully we'll have, that longevity with those updates. Yeah, Gonzo, I got the UHD as well. Hockey fan can't wait for Texas Chainsaw. Yeah, man, it's going to be awesome. I love seeing these horror franchises finally get these games that are really polished and well done. And Friday the 13th, in my opinion, I know the servers and everything, and they updated it recently, so you can just get your stuff unlocked, which is cool. I liked Friday the 13th, though, even still. Some people still give it shit, but I liked it more than Dead by Daylight, to be honest. You know what I mean? At least at that time. Now I'm coming around to Dead by Daylight, but it's different when, I don't know, it's just with the material that I love, I know and love, so it's basically a product of them trying it out, and then they're gonna come here with a different kind of style here. And I think that's the one thing that I like about Texas Chainsaw, is because it has that, I feel like they can really have those concepts and run everything through that Texas Chainsaw kind of vibe, without it seeing I don't know, too over the top, or too I mean, it has that that seriousness to it, or at least it tries to be, right? Obviously it's always kind of silly. There's always fun elements to it, but I like the fact that it's just, the last time we saw a Texas Chainsaw game, it was on an Atari, a legit game. So it's we've come a long way, is basically where I'm getting at. Yeah, Texas Next Generation, basically a comedy. I don't even know what that movie is. I think I've seen that movie a handful of times. I remember renting that as a kid, and I was so confused. I had no idea what was going on. James Sunderland. Oh, yeah, and the remake? Yeah, the psychoanalyst. Yeah, I mean, I cannot wait. Silent Hill 2 was a lot of fun as well, guys, the other night. That was such a fun stream. So thank you guys for coming out to that, seriously. Really appreciate that. Thank you, X, for becoming a member because of Nick. Gifted members. We got 5 memberships due to Nick. X, Resident Dr. Evil, Dwayne Johnson, Ty, Darnizler. Long time no see, Darnizler, but now you're a member. Welcome to S.T.A.R.S. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that, Nick. Holy shit. Being really generous. I appreciate that. Now it's time for a Freddy game. Friday the 13th is still fun to this day. Absolutely, especially if you got people to play with. Maxed out everything for Friday with the update. Yeah, me too. That's what I got to do. And yeah, I mean, it's still fun to this day, you know. The Mothman Prophecies is an interesting, scary film for me. I don't think I've seen that. Halloween video game. Yeah, Halloween, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street, that all needs to happen. Texas Chainsaw is my second favorite horror of all time, says Nick. The Shining will always sit at number 1. Yeah, those are some great picks, man. Great picks. Thank you again, Nick, being so generous. Nick always showing love to the community. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that, guys. Thank you. And yeah, so obviously Death Island's coming up. All that stuff's coming up with that coverage, and I'll review it, do a podcast on it, all that stuff. But I also want to, you know, there's going to be something else that's going to be kind of popping up next week that will kick off something that I know it's going to probably go even further into the fall. So it's going to go past the summer of RE, but it's going to probably start in the summer of RE, which is fine. It's not the goal to essentially have this thing done by the summer. It's just something that is starting anyway, regardless of whatever I'm doing this summer. It's long overdue. It was something that was abandoned before, but it's gonna be picked back up by myself, and it's gonna be interesting to go through it again and do something really cool. So I kind of hint a little bit at the Discord stuff today. So a Ghostface game, yeah, I'll take it. That'll be awesome. You know, they could the door's wide open, I think, as long as these do really well, you know. The combat is bad in the old Silent Hill games. I hope the remake will fix the combat. Yeah, it's definitely very challenging to get back into, but it once you kind of, you know, get it down. But yeah, for today's standards, yeah, they need to. They're definitely going to fix a lot of that stuff, you know, and that's good. I think the Silent Hill 2 remake is going to be, you know, something where a lot of people will go in a little skeptical, which I understand, but hopefully they'll do it right, and hopefully we'll get one. Hopefully one will happen, you know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I don't know if Parasite Eve movie, I think I've heard about it, but I don't think I've ever seen it. Parasite Eve movie. Yeah, Freddy can fuck with the environments, make it have Dream Warriors, you know, have that. Come on, that's like, that just makes itself. That creates itself, you know? So. Let's see here. Making sure I'm caught up here. Okay, cool. We have all this stuff. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the okay, it's based on a book. Yeah, the Parasite Eve movie. I've never, you know, and that's another game that, you know, I have, and definitely going to play it on the channel. Because all that would be like the first time I'm playing them fully. I played a little bit of 1 and 2 at Dustin's in the past, but the Max Payne film, the Marky Mark, that's kind of one of those films where, like, it's so bad it's good, but I wish Max Payne did get better. It deserved better. And I know this now, you know, because when I saw it, I was obviously younger, but yeah, Alan Wake 2, man, I'm excited for that. I definitely would be into streaming that. Maybe I can even beat the first game before the second game, so I have some kind of, you know, beat the remaster, so I have some kind of, you know, idea of what's going on. I don't like to just kind of jump into the sequel without knowing, you know, the stuff before. 5 PS5 controllers, blue God of War, white and black, and I have a problem, says Gonzo. Uh, yeah, I have probably way too many Xbox controllers. I have probably like 4 PlayStation 5 controllers, I think. So yeah, it's like I'm I'm good at a certain point, but I know what you mean. It's hard because some of the colors are appealing, you know. Looks like a combination of RE4 remake and the TV series True Detective, says BM for Alan Wake 2. Yeah, I mean, it's again this era of, like this survival horror stuff that's coming. You also got Alone in the Dark, which Alone in the Dark is several games I've never played. I've only played the one on PlayStation 1. So um, it will be a really cool thing to go and discover that, go down that rabbit hole. I want to obviously just be into, you know, playing a lot of the survival horror stuff that I've never played for you guys, so it keeps it refreshing on here as well. And, Resident Evil, of course, is always going to be streamed as well. But it's so much fun to go and play new stuff that I haven't really experienced. And Silent Hill 2, even though it's my second time playing and I've, know some things here and there, man, it's so much fun. And I like seeing different, I don't know, just different layers of survival horror that were always kind of around, but I never was able to really, grasp it, or maybe the video store didn't have it, or I couldn't find it, little things like that. But now there's a reason to do it, and that's to obviously stream and hang out with you guys. So it makes it fun. And Silent Hill 2 is a blast, man. I mean, I just love that game so much, and was really trying to get a decent, about 4.5 hours in from last night's stream. So Silent Hill will return. Don't worry. And there's going to be a continuation with that into kind of the next week's streams, which will be that, streams that will be more regular streams, because let's just say this is something that needs a lot of focus and time, and the streams are going to be longer for that reason. And I try to make the streams a decent length as well and keep it going, obviously, if there's no like tech issues or anything that's like making me cut it. But the next kind of surprise that I'm going to be bringing back, this will be a longer form stream, so you can kind of put the pieces together maybe of where I'm getting at, but you'll see. I always thought that Kevin Bacon movie Death Sentence had more Max Payne vibes than Max Payne. Yeah, I always heard that, and you're right. Like, I think that definitely had more of that vibe and like more of that darker, because I think they went with an R, no, for Death Sentence. I think the problem is that Max Payne went for that PG-13 shit, and just like Live Free or Die Hard, where they dropped it to a PG-13, and it like really, in my opinion, affected it, because Live Free or Die Hard was kind of like it felt a little hollow, because then you had Die Hard with a Vengeance, which felt so full and was very violent. So it just seemed weird. And then obviously they had the unrated cut, which is better for both. They had the unrated cut for Max Payne and Die Hard, Live Free or Die Hard. Or Die Hard 4 if you just want to be legit with it, I guess. But, yeah. Yeah, who knows? I mean, I think if Alan Wake 2 sells, they might throw it on a collector's edition or physical. Could happen. You guys see that Neil Druckmann is fully in charge of Naughty Dog now? Uh-oh. Yeah, again, more stuff to talk about tomorrow. That's going to be interesting. Yeah, I mean, my opinion is Neil Druckmann needs to figure something out with his directions, because it seems like there isn't much of it over there, in my opinion. I don't really know how we got to where we got, because 10 years ago, I'm sitting here praising this Last of Us, masterpiece of a game or whatever people were calling it, right? And I really enjoyed it. I mean, it was one of my favorite games. I really fucking enjoyed like all aspects of that game and replaying it. But now we're here in 2023 and we've had Last of Us 2 and then we've had Last of Us Part 1 charging people full price for shit like that, you know? The decency, the nerve of these pricks. David Harbour in Alone in the Dark is the voice actor. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to that. And I did want to stream the prologue. I actually really wanted to stream that. I did hear it was short. You know, Aaron Hooper told me that. And a couple others as well said it was very short. And I, which is cool. Like, but again, I would just love to jump into that day one. So a lot of this new survival horror stuff I'd like to be in on, if that makes sense. So I've made that known for the past obvious year and a half of, you know, covering the Tormented Souls and Callisto, Dead Space, you know, all that stuff. And I'm not done with Callisto either. So that's another thing. I do have the DLC, and I think I picked it up the week all the stuff went down with the PC, so I was kind of a week behind because I wanted to start Silent Hill that week. But then that whole week was shot. So I would have been kind of like, I would have been almost probably done Silent Hill if I started it at the beginning, like fresh that week, like I anticipated. But it's all good. We're here now. Death Sentence wasn't okay, good. Yeah, it doesn't sound good to me, Dwayne. What do you think of the Batman film? Actually, you know, it wasn't that bad. I do have the Steelbook over there, and I was actually thinking about, you know, taking that out and watching it again because I've seen the 4K once. I think I saw it right when I picked it up again, but I like to watch it again because it wasn't that bad, honestly. And if there is one DC character that I would like to follow, it's Batman. So, you know. Amy Henn was in charge of Naughty Dog. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know who that is by name, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, look, someone has to be in charge of that because that isn't, you know, what we got going on there. Because man, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's a weird time. Lot of shifts, you know. But hopefully we get something cool, and we get some kind of, you know, new IP or something from them that isn't Last of Us. But you don't know because, like, it's not like Naughty Dog is incapable of making a good game. I'm not saying that entirely, so I don't want people to think I'm writing them off completely. But, like, just do something new and stop with the whole, like, oh, we delayed the multiplayer game, and, oh, we're doing this. You know, they're going to do Last of Us Part 2 again. Part 2-ier, for $75, you know, they'll charge. So, like, you know, we need another Tormented Souls, says Stevie Mac. Yeah. What's up, Rain? Yeah, Tormented Souls was fun. That was a fun stream. I streamed that for you guys, and that was one that wasn't necessarily voted on, but I decided by default just to do it because there were so many people collectively in the months leading up to that. Like, you got to play this, got to play it, because it was already out for, I don't even know, like a few months at that point, maybe half a year. She got pushed out development of the fourth game by Druckmann. She also made Soul River. Oh, yes. Okay, sorry. I just didn't know Amy by name. You know, that's the thing, man. I think sometimes they get rid of people when things are working right. And I think, yeah, that happened during Uncharted 4. Now I remember that, because I do remember even talking about that on Game Complainers. She was director and producer of the games except the fourth game. Yeah, man, and she did Soul Reaver, which also needs to come back. Where the fuck is Soul Reaver, man? Where is Soul Reaver? What are we doing here, man? Damn. It's like, I want to see all this shit come back that's, like, really good. Like, again, I'm not going to bash it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to give it a chance. But Twisted Metal, what the fuck? Like, I haven't watched it yet, but why don't we have a game? We need a game. What's going on, Pans? In the chat. That's a long name, but I'll just say Pans for short. And so, and then of course I want to, I'm going to be putting out another episode of the podcast next week as well. So keep on the lookout for that. And yeah, there's going to be a couple more things that I would like to kind of work on that you'll just kind of see. And hopefully you guys have been enjoying the mods, because I want to also continue to stream the mods. So there'll be a couple different things going on, because this next little chapter in this channel will be filled with this kind of I guess I'll call it series, like a new series. And no, it's not a legacy series, but this is like, something that is going to be a little bit more of a I guess it's not just going to be like, oh yeah, I can get it done in a week, So I think the time is right. And hopefully you guys will like that. And that's not going to be the only RE streams that I probably do, but this will be the main thing until I get it done. What do I want to see in a new and improved Splinter Cell remake? Oh man, I mean, just make it smooth and give us a really good story. It doesn't have to be crazy. Just bring back Splinter Cell, please, because I love Splinter Cell. I haven't played like every single one, but I like the early ones. I like the more recent ones. So, come on. Kicked her out, replaced her with a crazy YouTuber. And our content was criticizing games that were toxic. The whole Last of Us 2 creation was a disaster, says Ty. Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems that way. Legacy of Kain and Dax. The director of Last of Us 1 started his own studio as well. And Amy's doing the Star Wars game. Wow, yeah, they're all doing their own shit. Ty says, talking about Twisted Metal, have you guys seen the trailer of the upcoming show? Looks like complete shit, says Ty. Yeah, in my opinion, it doesn't look very good, guys. But like, I'm still gonna watch it because it's Twisted Metal. I mean, I'll download it. I'm not gonna sign up for Peacock and watch it. I give everything a chance. Like I said, I watch it so I can have an opinion. But I'm gonna be watching it. I'm just like, where is the game to counterpart this show? Like, give us something, Sony. What the fuck? EA scrapped that Star Wars game. Not sure what she's doing now. Oh, well then, rip. Rain says, Ant would like to see you play any indie horror games beside RE. I'm not opposed to indie horror games. It just depends on what it is, because a lot of them can be very samey. But, I've talked about it before. I'm trying to also do, other things I haven't played. And I don't see why an indie horror game, if it doesn't, if it's something that piques my interest, why I, would just avoid it and be like, nah, I'm not going to play it and have a reaction for you guys for the first time. I mean, that's all stuff that would be really cool, So it's just keeping the balance of the different stuff, and hopefully with Exoprimal, we could see, because that's going to be something a little bit different if I stream it, but it's a Capcom product, so it's Dino Crisis. It's just not Dino Crisis. You know what I mean? Chat, you know what I mean? All right. How to get the tea break. That's true, Nick. It would have to bring it. It really would, because there has been a lot of stealth games. A lot of stuff feels the same. Ari Romero's documentary is my most anticipated of anything related to RE. Of course, Death Island as well. When is that coming out? I really want to try to get that filmmaker on the podcast. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I already missed the opportunity to do that. It's like if they saw the new or saw the Resident Evil movie and thought this could work for TW, but with comedy. Well, that's the thing too. It's like I that's the thing. Twisted Metal is not like it's not people just sitting around talking. There's car combat, and I know it's a show. I know they got to develop the characters and stuff, but like like Twisted Metal with comedy. It's like you could put comedy in there. It's funny. There's funny aspects of it, but like it's a car combat game, man. Like where is the shit? It's just like Halo. It's like how you gonna have the Halo show and like Master Chief's banging this person? It's like, all this like dumb shit of talking, just building up to shit, and it's like you can have that, but man, for like how many episodes? Like get on with it. And hopefully it's not like that, but it might be. Trigger the antioxidants. What's up, David R? Assassin's Creed Mirage looking interesting, even though I don't usually play those games. Yeah, I kind of checked out of Assassin's Creed for a while, but, it's one of those things, like, I just played it every year, and then by the time Unity came out on PlayStation 4, during that time, it was a very disappointing release. It promised a lot of shit that it didn't deliver on, and it kind of burned me, Twisted Metal had funny moments, but if you want to make something freaking badass and memorable, play or adapt Twisted Metal Black. Yes, absolutely. That's like the dark kind of like exploitation style that they should go with, But no, they got to do this. So, and again, we'll see how it is. I'll watch it with an open mind. I give everything a shot, especially when I grew up with Twisted Metal just as much as I grew up with Siphon Filter and Resident Evil. Twisted Metal really does mean a lot to me. It's really ingrained into my brain, and that's how I found out about, Rob Zombie's music, for better or for worse, I guess, depending on who's watching or listening. But, just I'd put the discs in the CD player, and I don't know what prompted me to do that. And I found out you can listen to the tracks on there. So that blew my mind. Just little things like that, that I just remember because we owned Vigilante 8, and then I bought Twisted Metal 4, and then went backwards. I got 4, got 3, got 2, got 1. I got them how I could find them back when EB Games was awesome, and it was the same EB Games that I got my Typing of the Dead keyboard from. Yeah, Mabam. When things don't have that originality and it just takes you out of the universe, especially if it's already a universe that they're trying to kind of build up, right? Like Twisted Metal, you're trying to introduce this to an audience that probably played the games back in the day, but there hasn't been a fucking game of Twisted Metal since 2011 or 2010, I think, or 2012. It was either 2011 or 2012, and it's been such a long time. Like, why are we not having something else to keep this kind of like relevant in today's like, generation of people that might not know what Twisted Metal is or what the hell it is? And I know it's trying to get the casual audience, because that's what's the agenda with a lot of these like live adaptations. I get it. 2012. Thank you, Ty. But it's just like, what the hell? I bet Anthony's super excited to see more of Master Chief's ass in Halo Season 2. That's the thing, too, man. It's like I already seen all of Season 1, so now, and I got Callie watching it, so now it's like we just got to keep watching it and seeing what the hell. If we don't see, and I said this to my friend Brandon, like if we don't see Halo, and he said the same thing, if we don't see Halo in the first, like, episode or two, like, what are we doing? Because we built all this up with Season 1. I don't want to spoil it if anybody hasn't seen it, but I mean, it's Halo. You probably got more of you definitely got more of the story just by playing the first Halo game than what this first season is supposed to be pulling shit from, kind of cherry picking from, different things. Exactly. I grew up with Twisted Metal too, and it's crazy that it's pretty much an almost dead franchise. Yeah, like why? Like where is it? Why? Like, and we talk about this all the time on Game Complainers, and I say it even on these streams. Like, Sony has a lot at their disposal in terms of like the back stuff that they can kind of revamp, reboot, bring back. Where is it? Twisted Metal's one of them. Siphon Filter's one of them. Let's get this thing going, White Zombie, Rob Zombie was everywhere in the 90s. Twisted Metal, Nightmare Creatures 2, Airheads, Escape from LA, Beavis and Butthead. Yeah, man. That's really, it's like that's a lot of people's gateway into finding these bands and like the heavier stuff. And I remember I was in a Walmart in 2003, and I was with my mom, and I saw Rob Zombie like greatest hits, and I knew it was the Past Present Future album, and that came out, and it was like fresh on the display on the on the front. It was it was nighttime. I remember it was night, and I picked it up. My mom took one look at it. Obviously, you see his face, and it's all like bloody, and you see like a half naked Sherry on the back. But she's like, "All right, whatever," and got that, and that basically got me into heavy music, and so very very fond memories. I unfortunately don't have that exact copy anymore, which I fucking like hate my like past like kid self. Like, what did you do? Like, why did you let it get ruined? Thank you, Nick, for the $20 super chat. Jesus, Nick's not only gifted memberships, but he's $20 showing up $20 tonight. That's the first donation on the board for the stream. But thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Rob Zombie Twisted Metal equals perfection. Yeah, I mean, it just hit on a different level. It was just a different era, and I love that. The reboot, sadly, kind of sucked. Yeah, it didn't really do much. They didn't really handle it very well when it came out, and I played it after the fact, If it does well or poorly, how would this affect any chances of a remaster? I don't know. I mean, it's whether or not that they are going to do it, before or after, the show even like gets finished. Like if they wait for it to even get picked up, if it gets picked up for a second season, do they just make the show finish and then say, oh, by the way, here's a game because you remember that show? They should just already be there. What's up, King Shadow? They should just already be there. You know what I mean? Jaffe just wanted to make on another Twisted Metal. Yeah. Car combat genre also is a dead genre. Time to bring it back. Yeah, come on. Hey, don't forget the Fighting Force. Oh, right. Yeah, Fighting Force. Yeah, Fighting Force. Yeah, Dave. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is just... they can't get it right, chat room. They just can't. And it's just like, it's so simple. And I know that, they're looking at sales. They're looking at what sells today. And I know some of these things might seem dated. But, man, like, do it. My 5th grade picture and a Slipknot shirt in 2005 makes me smile. That's amazing. That's awesome, Nick. And thanks again, Nick, for the 20. That's very kind of you. Nico's here. What's up? Any ideas why the PSP system never got its own Resident Evil game? Resident Evil Portable was announced, and I remember reading an article about that on my, old Dell computer back in the day. And, had a PSP, loved it, was waiting for it, but RE Portable got canceled they never really said why. But, I wonder if, like, what that would have been and, like, how that would have played into, like, the lore. Like, what kind of spinoff would that have been, That's one of those mysteries, and I don't think there was anything actually developed for it. So I don't think it's something that can get leaked or anything like that. I don't think it was very far before they like pulled the plug on it, but I wonder what that was. The mysterious RE PSP game. My little kid brain, when I was growing up, I was like, man, all these Resident Evil games that like I was trying to find and keep track of. And then when I was like trying to follow the new stuff coming out at that time, when you had the internet, it was a completely different ball game because you were just getting stuff like at a faster pace, obviously, and you were reading articles and you didn't know what could be real or not, just like today. But a lot of times with the Resident Evil stuff back then, you never knew if it was going to get, delayed or scrapped completely. But the PSP would have been a cool console for that, Liquor Sandwich, I think so. I know we're talking about this a little bit, about MGS, if that collection does well, if that does well, will we see Resident Evil? Will we see these other trilogy remasters or these kind of things? And, hopefully, yes. I mean, I think it's going to sell like hotcakes, obviously, especially because there's going to be part 1, part 2. You have all the top tier ones coming. Even 4 is now going to be on every console, finally. People don't have to play it just on PS3, which is great. I mean, that's how it should be. You should be able to just play Metal Gear in one solid collection. Metal Gear Solid is also one of my favorite franchises, especially the early games. I do really enjoy those games. Metal Gear Solid is my favorite, so I will be playing, the one on PlayStation 1. Jesus. Nick, come on, man. You are snapping right now. You are snapping. The big 50 says, F it. Much love, Ant, and the LTRE fam. Dude, thank you, man. You don't have to do that. You are too kind to this community. But thank you so much, man, for being in my corner and being with the community. We really appreciate that. And I really hope, to that thought, I really just hope that they make that happen. Metal Gear will sell. And Nick is just snapping. He's just popping off. He says, fuck it, chat room. Fuck it. Nick is the GOAT. Hell yeah. Yep, everyone's pretty much agreeing, hoping that there's going to be that next push and we get that collection. Snake Eater's my favorite. Yeah, that's one of my favorites too. That's probably my second favorite. But yeah, much love to you, Nick. Seriously, thank you so much. I know this was kind of like a not so planned stream, so I'll be on here for just a little bit longer. But thank you guys for, we only got like 30 people in here. It's late, so I don't blame the algorithm for not pushing my stream out much. But that's just how it's been a little, recently. So, but I think the Silent Hill 2 stream was a lot more of a turnout, which was cool. So it was cool to see people engage with that, especially with Silent Hill 2 being Silent Hill 2. It is a hefty game there. So, but yes, thank you, Nick, so much, and really really appreciate you gifting the memberships as well, and X, Dr. Evil, Dwayne, Ty, Darnizler, all for the S.T.A.R.S members. Now you got your green names, you got the badges, emojis, custom emojis, and you get content early. So just like Patreon. So it works both ways. Either way helps me out a lot. So thank you guys. And again, when you're a member, you can vote on the next live stream. So Silent Hill 2 was voted on by the members of the community who support me. You get access to the polls, so that's another thing that's cool. And yeah, Jeff M, exactly, right? Never played a Metal Gear Solid game. Can't wait to check out the collection. And that's what I'm saying, man. That's the same thing with Resident Evil. I feel like just having that readily available. And I know it's asked to death, and I know it's something that a lot of people bring up. But I think people deserve to have something that they can just kind of turn on and play. But they're probably going to do it again for, like me and Perry always kind of say, the 30th anniversary, something like that, hopefully, you would think. I mean, they've missed anniversaries before. Sometimes they just don't even do it on anniversary. It just kind of comes out or gets announced. So I hope, because there's no reason why Director's Cut should be the only thing that's on that PlayStation 5 store for the PS1 classics. Like, you don't have RE2, you don't have RE3, you don't have Silent Hill 1, you don't have Silent Hill 2, you don't have Dino Crisis 1 and 2. Did I already say that? You don't have Parasite Eve 1 and 2, the list goes on. You don't even have Metal Gear Solid. And now you do, but you didn't have it before. But, I get it. With stuff like this, I get it. But, man, Escape from New York? Hell yeah, says Jeff M. Yeah, I mean, Metal Gear Solid, and obviously, Kojima was very much inspired by John Carpenter's films and American cinema. And that's definitely shown through all that stuff, which is awesome. And really hope we get MGS4 in the second collection. It's been abandoned on PS3. Yeah, I think that's been announced already, or they've already said that that's coming. So, yeah, MGS4 will finally be on something other than PS3. So, it's a good time. Like, stuff like this, man, it's good when fans can relive this stuff, or people can get into it. Ease of access, just pay the full price. And, yeah, I definitely will be throwing down some money on this. I'm not going to pre-order it. I know everyone's like, I got to pre-order it. I'll just pay for it when it comes out. It's not going anywhere. Yeah, just let me put my money down and have those games FFS. Well, that's the thing, too. Like, I know a lot of the collections that are coming out. Um, there is always going to be, some you know different, I guess, collections that come out through the years. And I know they put out the collection on the PS3 that I got from Perry. I got a couple things like that, those big collections. But this one is like, you know, this one will be the fact that it's out on everything as well. I just think this will be like a big seller. I think this will push it. Hopefully, we get more collections from other devs. Hope so. Nick says, "You are a real one, Ant, when it comes to honest content. It's my pleasure to do it." Well, thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. You're a real one as well. And thanks for sticking in my corner with the community and hanging out all the time and being awesome. And really appreciate that. And yeah, just seriously, thank you so much. I'm hoping Capcom will see the money Konami gets for MGS collection and finally gives us an RE collection with the original trilogy. Yeah, man. It has to happen. It'll do well. Definitely, Jeff M. Well, yeah, exactly, Ty. Did I play Death Stranding? No. That's one I still haven't played, to be honest with you. I haven't really, I've seen some stuff on it, but it doesn't really, I don't know. It doesn't really seem interesting to me as much as I do like Kojima and I do enjoy Metal Gear Solid. And obviously, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 was very meh. That was a very, like I enjoyed elements of it, but that story just didn't really seem right. And I know that was, right towards the exit of everything, but man, I love 1 and 3 the most. Yeah, easy money, right? Easy money for them to do it. I think Capcom will do it one day. I saw a start today that only 13% of games before 2010 are commercially available. Damn, really? That's crazy. Before 2010, huh? Damn. Seems just like yesterday. Yeah, it's all going to eBay. Yeah, I think the collection is a good entry point for anybody that's trying to get into it. Death Stranding looks so off the wall weird, but still want to check it out. Yeah, like I think I will. Like, it probably has to happen, but I just have to kind of sit down and like be ready to be like a delivery man walking around. Like I just don't know how that's I just don't know how that's going to keep me entertained, but I think the story of MGS5 is basically unfinished with everything that went down with Kojima Konami. Yeah, that's the kind of vibe that I got, man. I just kind of felt like it just kind of ended, and I was like, dude, this took hours. Like, I thought I was at the end, and it was just like part 1 over, or like whatever chapter it was. Then I had to I was playing that game like crazy. I played MGS5 a lot. I really was on that game. And I really liked, what was it, Ground Zeroes? Like, I thought that was a good little prologue introduction. I remember I bought that at GameStop because I had, like, points back then. And there's a little bit of a PS4 trading that I did. Kind of got rid of some games when they had some deals. But, because I wasn't really, like, I didn't really have much of a PS4 collection. Even what I have now is just kind of, like, it's kind of left over from what I have and what I didn't get rid of, but I didn't get rid of like everything. I kept most of the stuff, but it didn't really grow to like a big collection like how, the 360 collection kind of grew the generation before. Well, yeah, exactly. Well, Dr. Evil, that's the thing too. It's like, just back up your stuff. That's the ultimate thing that I recommend. Back up your stuff, and most of the stuff is eventually going to go that way. In terms of like no disk drive, shit like that. But we can just enjoy what we have now. And, you know, I'm a collector as well, but we have some time, but it's coming. And so the older classic stuff you can back them up on a hard drive. They'll always be good. You can throw those discs and throw those discs into a computer, rip it, have it on a hard drive, put it on a hacked console, keep the disc up on the shelf as well. And yeah. This combat in Death Stranding, it just takes a while to get there. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Looks like a perfect time suck. Yeah, that's the thing, too. I mean, I know the length of those games. Nicolas Cage is going to be in Dead by Daylight. I do want to check that out. Stevie's not a fan of MGS5. Playing the same levels over and over again. Yeah, it kind of got redundant after a while. It was one of the first games I played when I bought my PS3. Damn. So you got your PS3 a little bit later then, because Ground Zeroes was like 2014, right? And I know 2015 was 5, like 5, whatever the subtitle was, I forget was for. The fact that we didn't know about Nick Cage or be a killer or survivor says everything about him. Well, you don't know. I mean, he could be your friend 1 minute and then he could be your enemy. I mean, Nicolas Cage does what he wants. And in Dead by Daylight, he's probably going to do more crazy shit. That's so killer. That's so fucking killer. Dead by Daylight. Phantom Pain, that's what it was, okay. I don't want to fuck it up. Yeah, Quiet, Mabom, yeah. Who could forget Quiet? The Phantom Pain. Yeah, and then Kiefer Sutherland said, like, 2 lines because he barely said anything. He just stood there. Yeah, it was a lousy last kind of like ditch effort. And then I heard the online was actually kind of fun, but I never got into it. I kind of was checked out after that. I think when I beat it once, I was like, I am good here. And that's kind of where I stopped with that, you know. Yep, I got it very late. Two ported by PS4 back then. I was 13 saving my lunch money. Oh, no, yeah, man. I feel you. I mean, you know, we all have those times where we're like, sometimes you just kind of get into the consoles late or shit happens and you're like, you know what? Maybe I'm happy I waited because now I can play all these games and, you know, check it out for a cheaper price. I'm just stopping in to say Jill in Rev 1 is hot. Save our planet environment. Yeah, I mean, it's a video game character, and you know, she does not love you. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm excited for Death Island. I'm excited to see Jill, but I don't think Revelations is the best Jill model, to be honest with you. But I do like her in Rev 1, but I don't think it's the best one. I'm gonna go with the Julia Voth on that one. At least that's the real Jill, in terms of like the model that I associate with Jill from early memory. Between that and obviously the pixelated PS1 Jilly. That's amazing. Yeah, no, I didn't play no, and I didn't play the Metal Gear Online shit that they put out. So no, I did not play that either. Kind of stopped after that. Just kind of stopped. Yeah, you weren't missing much with the PS4. They were $1,000 when they came to Australia. Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, the PS4 and Xbox One gen was very lackluster as well, just because of there were some good games in there. I'm not gonna say there wasn't, but like there wasn't that many classic games, like games that you're just like yes. And a lot of it on both ends, on Sony and Microsoft, they're both guilty of not having the right hardware, and then they had to go back and re-release the consoles midway and refresh it with the Pro, and then obviously the Xbox One X, which the Xbox One X was a phenomenal like 4K entry. It did run better than the Pro, but I just it still didn't help both of their matters in either case. So, I usually buy both, so I kind of can, experience it, play them, kind of talk about them, discuss them. And that era, I started with PlayStation 4 because I really jumped from the 360 right back to PlayStation after all the bullshit that went down, during those announcements and the E3s and the Don Matrix and shit like that, all that stuff going down, and then the sharing the game and the DRM stuff that was in both consoles, but then they had to back out of them. But that was the future. People weren't ready to accept that back then. Xbox wanted you to just put your disc in your console, and then you can share it with like up to 4 people. But when you put that disc in, you just put it back up on your shelf, and you're good. So like you have it like physically. It's just assigned to your console, and it's digital. But people would love that now. But back then, no one was ready for that yet. 10 years ago, 10 years later, most people, most current, not collectors like us in the chat here, but most current casual people will just buy the damn thing digital and just be done with it, So it's a different time now. Now, these consoles, I feel like, are really slow to the punch and slow to getting started, and they're both guilty in that. We'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to Starfield. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man 2. I'm looking forward to see what these games have to bring. But, yeah, hopefully we get some good shit down the road. I like RE3 Remake, Jill, but also RE1 Remake, says Darnizzler. I'm still bummed that we're not getting a theatrical release of Death Island, but we're getting the physical 4K. Oh, yeah, I got that Steelbook on delivery. I can't wait for Amazon to throw it around and, in a truck. But now I have the chance to buy a Series X, or I'm sorry, Xbox Series S. If I keep saving my money and keep working well on my job, one more month, and I'll finally be able to play RE4 Remake. Are you getting an S or an X, Ty? An S is nice because it's at a good price point. Or if you're getting an S, if you're doing the S and you're doing digital, I would just try to get the black Xbox Series S because it's coming out. Yeah, enjoy that, Ty. It's a cool little system. Or if you just want to save the money, because I think they're gonna. Well, I know, just from seeing how these cycles go, they're gonna sell all the white Series S's and just kind of get rid of them. I think that's what me, Perry, and Frank have been kind of saying, but I think that's the route. They're going to do that, and then they're going to just have the black Series S and then the Series X. So, but get either one you want, but that one is coming out in September, and it does look dope. But thank you, Nick, again. Gifting the membership. David R. is now a member, thanks to Nick, who's being awesome tonight in the chat. Always awesome. But he's supporting like a motherfucker, so thank you. Appreciate that, Nick Noguera. And welcome to the S.T.A.R.S member. One last gift. I'm out. Much love. Till next time. Thank you, Nick. And hopefully I'll see you and also everybody tomorrow for the 500th episode of The Game Complainers. 500 episodes. I've known Perry for probably 15 plus years, over 15 years now. And, he's known Nick for that long too. Nick and him podcast, and now me and him podcast. Sister A, what's going on? Another member in the house. Thank you for being here. And we just know each other all through content, and we all met through hanging out online, and we just hang out all the time now. And on occasions like this, especially for the 500s, I can actually drive up there in New York and be live in person. So it will be an in-person show as well. So Darnizzo says, my wife bought me the PS5 Xmas 21 Series X for my birthday this year. Pretty damn spoiled. Dude, that's awesome, man. You got the best of both worlds, and you can play what you want where you want, and you can judge both of them respectively. So, Sister A is heading out. You take care, Sister. Says later, dudes. I don't know if I missed any of your comments earlier, Sister. I apologize if I did, because I didn't see it in here before this. Series S, I'll get it really cheap. Though the black version is cool, but I don't want to keep waiting, and knowing Argentina, they'll sell super expensive. Inflation here is insane. Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. If you're up against some odds like that, yeah, definitely get what you can. Hey, it's fine. You can always expand the storage later. Get that little memory chip that will go on sale. I hope. They have the other memory chips now too, the Seagate ones. So you have a couple different options. But yeah, that's awesome. And yeah, guys. So that's about it for this stream. I just wanted to thank Nick again for holding down the donations on this stream. Really appreciate that, man. Gifting memberships and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I just kind of wanted to come in here and chat it up tonight. You know, just kind of have like a little update, let you guys know. Obviously, if you saw the live stream, you guys know that I'm obviously back. Check out the podcast that I also put out with Sean, Carrier, a Raccoon City Story, and he is coming up with his episode 2 very, very soon, in a couple weeks actually. So check out that interview if you haven't yet. I'm going to give it a share as well now that I have some info on the release, because now he's getting it out. It took a little bit of some time for him to get this next episode out, but for good reason, because life happens, stuff gets in the way, and things take time, especially when it's a passion project. And, he's doing it out of the love of it. He doesn't have any deadlines, so he's just doing what he can. So listen to that episode. It was really fun chatting. There's going to be another episode of the podcast dropping next week, a new live stream series type thing starting next week, like I hinted at, and Silent Hill 2 will continue, of course. So thank you, all the members. Thank you, supporters. Thanks for keeping this thing going. And catch me tomorrow around 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on the Game Complainers podcast, live for the 500th episode. Another milestone on a channel that I've been a part of with Perry and Frank for 10 years. So another crazy milestone that really makes you reflect and just like say, wow, what the hell? How the hell do we end up here this quickly? And we're still doing it. So thank you guys. We have you to thank for that. So thank you. And we will catch you in the next one. And I'll see you tomorrow in person in New York for episode 500 of Game Complainers. Take care, guys. And I'll catch you later with some more content on LTRE.